Hi everyone, my name is Taylor Horton and I'm a senior writing and comm major at Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College. This summer, I had the pleasure of doing my internship with Literacy Volunteers of Tift County with Bonnie Sales as my supervisor, the executive director of the program. So a little bit about Literacy Volunteers. So Literacy Volunteers is a nonprofit organization located right here in Tift County. So as an organization, we work to help adults and out-of-school youth improve their literacy and earn GED diplomas through tutoring sessions, support conferences, and much, much more. Also, we provide GED test scholarships and English language classes when available. This is awesome because with our services, individuals can receive their GED, get tutoring for their GED courses, improve their literacy, and even take their tests all for free. We work with these students with volunteer tutors age 16 and above to get clients from registration to graduation. So we are with them from beginning to end. So how this all began. So I really wanted to combine my love of nonprofit organizations and education, which is what got me interested in doing another internship in the first place because I actually had no intentions of doing so. However, when I was in the AAC one day, I was discussing my issue with Jana, one of my bosses, and she brought to my attention the Literacy Volunteers of Tift County. Whenever I discussed this with Jana, I asked her if she could immediately put me in contact with Bonnie Sales, and she did just that. The very next day, I received an email from Bonnie that Jana had CC'd her to me, and I met up with Bonnie for an interview and received the intern position early. So receiving this internship early really gave me an advantage because I was able to gain an understanding for the organization and understand the ins and outs of how it works and how it functions before I ever actually stepped foot into the place as an intern. So I did this by doing my research project that I had to do in my professional writing course in spring semester over the Literacy Volunteers and the function of Literacy Volunteers. I definitely wanted to continue my research as soon as I got into the internship. So with this research, my research went a little different when I got into the internship. So I really wanted to be hands-on as soon as I got there. I wanted to dive into everything. I wanted to do research in the field. I wanted to see what was going on with the organization. However, as we all know, COVID-19 had other plans, and I was not able to go in person and be in the organization's housing and be around the adult education department. I just wasn't able to do those things, and I was very discouraged. I thought that I would not get what I wanted to out of my organization. I thought that I would not gain all the experiences that I wanted to out of my internship, and I was pretty disappointed about that. But COVID actually gave me the chance to be a part of several things that I'm sure I never would have had the ability to had we been able to meet face-to-face and had we not been in this issue with the pandemic. For instance, there are various conferences that are put on throughout the year, throughout different locations of the United States, and even sometimes in different countries. And these conferences are wonderful, and they really benefit us as educators, as tutors, as students, but these conferences are oftentimes very expensive. They're far away. You oftentimes have to stay overnight. You have to make extra arrangements, and a lot of the times, especially with Literacy Volunteers being a smaller nonprofit organization, we just don't have the funds for that. We don't have the time. We don't have the resources for that. But with COVID, a lot of these conferences went to an online platform where a lot of organizations decided they would do weekly webinar series or bi-weekly webinar series. And I was able to watch various webinars put on by organizations like Pro Literacy and GED Testing Service over topics concerning adult literacy management and leadership training, working at a distance, and bridging the generational divide, among a million other things. I also went over social media for nonprofit organization. I did notes and research. I did a ton of things that I thought would benefit the organization overall. It was truly an honor to be in these webinars and be able to communicate with individuals all over the United States who are involved with these programs, who are educators, who really care about making sure that education in this time is valued and is changing and is keeping up with the issues that we are facing. And it was awesome to see this all come together, and it was great to use this research to benefit our organization. So one way that I used this research to benefit our organization was to start posting on social media and to start making the literacy volunteers' presence on social media much higher. I wanted them to be there and I wanted them to be seen. I did this by starting out by creating an Instagram account because during that research I found that social media is the best way for nonprofit organizations to advertise. It is free, it is easy to do, especially when you are trying to track page insights and you are trying to track engagements for free. As you can see on the left, Facebook did just that. And I would also like to point out those high engagements because we did manage to significantly increase social media engagements and insights. And if you'll look on this left photo here, I did post that we had a post reach that increased 123%. We reached almost 1,200 people. We had a post engagement increase of 137%, and as you can see, all three of those posts were doing very well, receiving engagements, reaching members of the community, and it was really awesome to see that number build up over time as I continued to work on social media. Another thing that I did on social media was I started to recruit tutors and tutees. So as I mentioned before, there was a significant decrease in the amount of people that were utilizing the services of literacy volunteers. So I wanted to make sure that individuals knew that literacy volunteers was here, but before I did that, I wanted to make sure that we had people here to serve those individuals as soon as they found out about us. So I started focusing on recruiting tutors at first because I wanted to make sure, as I stated, that we had tutors. So I created the flyer that is on the left here that is tutoring opportunities for the summer with literacy volunteers of Tifton County. And not only was this posted on our social media page, but it was featured in the Tifton Gazette in a great article done to support our organization. And it was also featured in an email to tutors at ABAC that I contacted. I actually got my boss at the tutoring center to send out this flyer for me to see if any of our tutors at ABAC might be interested in tutoring with literacy volunteers for the summer. Considering that this flyer got so much exposure, we did have several people sign up to be tutors, which was awesome. I believe that we introduced 5 new tutors, and we also immediately then we went into looking for tutees because we knew that if we had tutors there, then we definitely could get them with tutees, get them with clients, get them working. So that's exactly what we did. We started contacting tutees. My supervisor started contacting tutees that had worked in the past, and I worked on recruiting new clients and new tutees through social media by posting this flyer. I also created a new volunteer form for tutors to help better match tutors with tutees. This is not featured on this page because it is as a Google form, but this form allows students and allows the tutors and the tutees to lay out their preferences, to lay out their skill level in a better way, and just make sure that we are better matching our tutors and our tutees to ensure that they get the most out of their experience with each other. So along with this, I had my own personal tutoring experience. I personally worked with one elderly lady for going on 5 weeks now, and we have been able to meet face-to-face with social distancing and mask, of course. And I've been working with her on how to use her phone and how to use her laptop. So when she came to me, she definitely showed signs of that generational divide that I talked about before. In many of the cases, these individuals simply did not grow up in an era that was heavily influenced by technology, whereas many of us did. And so therefore she had little to no knowledge of how to use her phone and almost no knowledge of how to use her computer. So I helped her go through those things, and it has been so amazing to watch her progress over the last few weeks. She even recently, last week, updated to a new phone, and I'm so happy for her. It's been such a reward to watch her learn and to watch her continue to do better. There were plenty of times when she got discouraged. There were plenty of times when I really had to talk her through it. But overall, I think we did a wonderful job, and I can't wait to keep helping her. And that way she can show her kids and her grandkids whenever she becomes an expert at it, as she says. Then she can show them all her skills. But she's doing a wonderful job, and we have created a fantastic relationship. It honestly feels like I gained another grandma. She's wonderful. So moving on from that, I also worked on creating a website for the organization and on a geofencing opportunity. For those of you who don't know, geofencing is essentially creating a virtual boundary in a specific place that causes a website or an app to pop up on a phone when someone enters an area or when someone leaves an area. So basically, in our instance, we were going to mark off certain Dollar Generals, certain Walmarts, and certain laundromats within the community because we knew that individuals would go there, and we wanted to make sure that this geofencing opportunity was not wasted and that it was getting popped up on people's phones all the time. So when we did this, we quickly realized that we did not have a website that we wanted the geofencing to land on. We did not have something created that we thought would be a good place for people to land. We wanted individuals to have information about the adult education program at Southern Regional Technical College, but we also wanted individuals to have more information about literacy volunteers and what we do and how we can help them with that, of course. So I decided to create a website that would advertise the organization while providing potential tutors and tutees with available information to get them started. I also continued to work on this website throughout the rest of the semester. This website was like my baby, and I really worked on it to add resources for tutors and tutees needing to work in an online environment. So I'm just going to do a quick little tour of the website. I know you can't see my face for this portion, but these will be very fast. But this is basically just a little overview about the organization. This is our homepage. It gives you a nice little overview. So on this page, we have GED and tutoring information. And so we also have under this page, we have our resources page. So this is our online learning resource page. And all of these resources here are super important. I worked very hard to make sure that each of these sources was not only beneficial for the tutor and the tutee, but that it was user-friendly, that it went over necessary topics, and that they all worked well enough to where I could understand them, well enough to where I could explain them to anyone that needed to work with them. I wanted to make sure that I had an overall understanding of these programs before I ever posted them on their website. And I truly believe that each of these tackles all of the issues that Literacy Volunteers tries to help with. These are tons of online programs that you can take classes on, that you can find GED prep, English language learning classes, studying classes, reading and literacy courses, and so much more. And I thought that this would be truly beneficial, especially in a time of online learning when we need these types of things online. So more information here. We have volunteer information about how to volunteer. Of course, you can sign up here and then we will send you a volunteer form. There is also the donate page that has our PayPal actually linked here so that anyone who ever wants to make a donation or a contribution to us can definitely do that, which is always appreciated. And then of course we have a contact page. This just allows anyone interested to contact us with any general questions or anything of that nature. I have all of our information here, as well as our location, and then I also have our Instagram and Facebook linked at the bottom, as well as a Let's Chat page so that our clients can always discuss with us. Anyone interested in the program can always talk to us about what they are interested in. So along with the website, I also helped with fundraising. So I helped organize the Hog and Bones Boston Buck fundraiser with the help of the board members, Bonnie Sales, and the manager of the Tipton Hog and Bones, who was amazing in making sure that this organization got exactly what they wanted to out of a fundraiser. I have advertised this through social media, put out flyers at local businesses, and actively sold tickets to raise over $100 personally for the organization, while various others have worked to contribute so much to the organization. I'm really excited to see what our final total is at the end. I have also begun organizing and planning the Carnival of Knowledge fundraiser that will hopefully happen in September. Although this fundraiser is a little bit farther away, I was able to contact venues and potential donors to get information on pricing, location, and more. So overall, my experience with the Literacy Volunteers was absolutely wonderful. Not only was I able to focus on social media and our website to increase engagement and online exposure, I was able to build friends through this process. I met so many people while I was trying to increase our engagement both online and in person. Focused on recruiting tutors and matching them with tutees while also actively tutoring for 5+ weeks, which has been so beneficial for me because I've been able to see the way that the education side of it works from a teacher's perspective, and I have also been able to see it from a tutor perspective, and I've been able to work with my tutee and get her to a place that she is much happier at now. And I have also focused on fundraisers to ensure that this program can continue to do what it does. All in all, I am eternally grateful that I decided to do this internship. I have made lifelong friends here, and I have had more experience here than I ever could have imagined, especially in a time of a global pandemic. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.